Hello, everybody, and welcome to a new English series. And today's series is poetry. Today's poem is called Predators, which is written by Linda Hogan. The background: habitat loss is a major threat to wildlife in the United States as people use more land and alter natural environment. Wild animals are forced to move into places where people and domestic animals live. Foxes are one type of animal, a wild animal that has been seen in residential neighborhoods in increasing numbers. The female fox is called a vixen. Okay, so it's important to know that everyone has a habitat, and when everyone, whether a man or an animal, lose the habitat, it's gonna be difficult for him while he's alive to accommodate. Okay, that's why we find that some animals are domestic when they are living at homes, and some of them they are wild when they are in the wild. Okay, so here is the poem. I cannot smell the scent of the cat who slipped in this sweater, but do know how the garden swells with old and pungent herb art. And son the fox bows to my feline and her good dog friends who rule this land. I who and cultivate find my dead aim in the trust the many tales spun. This track long before I came, the dogs did not understand wild nature, also was domesticated. Oh, give me strength to watch their sorry looks as bevy of vixen, feed on a much smaller body, not the cat, but it could be. So from the first picture you see here a feline, a cat, and a dog. And then we read the poem that the poet is saying that he cannot smell the scent of the cat who slipped in this sweater. Because animals can smell each other's, but humans cannot. But do know how the garden swells with old and pungent herb art. Here she wants to say that the garden swells means the garden is bigger with old and pungent herb art, which means that the herbs are tall or the grass is tall in the garden. In sun, the fox bows to my feline and her good dog friends who rule this land. Of course, if it's the area, if this is the area of the feline and the dog, so they are gonna be rulers. They're gonna be what? Rulers, because this is their area. And the fox is gonna be just a visitor. And always the visitor is following the rulers, the fool who owns the land. Okay? I who and cultivate. Who here means that she used to garden her garden using who, okay? And cultivate, okay? Fine. So cultivate here, guys, is like to work and prepare the land for growing the plants. Okay, she's gonna plant it later on. Find my dead aim. Of course, if I said there is a dead aim, this is, we call it what? We described the aim as if it's a dead person. So we call it personification, because we gave a feature to the aim as if it's dead, like a human being. Okay. in the trust that many tales spun. This tract long, of course, the tales go around, okay? Everyone is having a tale. This tract long before I came, the dogs do not understand the wild nature. Of course, dogs and cats, they don't understand the wild nature of what? Of the foxes. So when I say, what does it mean wild? It means not tamed or domesticated, okay? Living with humans, okay? So domesticated means living with humans. So when I say wild, of course, they're not living with humans, okay? And the wild nature. Oh, give me strength to watch their sorry looks as a bevy of vixen. Whose looks here? We're talking about the looks of the dogs, okay? As a bevy of vixen, and we said vixen is like a female what? Fox. Feed on a much smaller body, not the cat's, but it could be, okay? So, and then they found that the fox, the vixens and the foxes were eating a body, okay? Not the cat, but it could be, like it could be a mammal, any mammal, and maybe it's the cat, okay? This was the poem that we have, okay? Now let's go to some summary here and some questions. So the summary, The Predators, is a poem by Linda Hogan. The speaker thinks about the contact between wild and domestic animals. The speaker is working in the garden and thinking about the land, what the land was like before she came there. The speaker explores how a wild fox comes near and how it behaves toward the speaker's cat and dogs. The speaker imagines how the animals feel about sharing the same space by describing their thoughts and behaviors toward one another. Okay, we have a question right here. So which creature in Predators are domesticated? Choose two options. So let's see here, guys, what are the options that we have. The speaker, the feline, the vixen, the herbs, the sun. So, of course, the domesticated ones is the speaker and the feline. Fantastic. Excellent. I can hear you. What's the setting of the poem? The setting is in and around the speaker's garden. When the speaker in Predators says, in the sun, the fox bows to my feline and her good dog friends who rule this land. What does she mean? So the speaker meant that the fox doesn't approach when the cat and dogs are around, because this is the area of the cat and the dogs. In Predators, whose sorry looks is the speaker watching at the end of the poem? Is the dogs. What's the bevy of vixen doing at the end of Predators? They were eating a small mammal. What's one major theme of Predators? So one of the major themes here is the natural world versus the civilized world, okay? And also the human and animal connection. When the speaker in Predators says, I cannot smell the scent of the cat who slept in the sweater, with whom or what is she most likely comparing herself? She was comparing herself to wild animals. What does the speaker in Predators mean when she refers to my feline as her good dog friends? that the dogs are tame and mean that the cat no harm. Okay, so both of them, they are tame and they cannot harm each other. Thank you all and wish you all the best of luck. Goodbye.